So, if you didn't already know, Gears 5 came out in the last couple of days, and it's finally on PC, which is very cool. You can either get it on Steam or I think Windows Store has it as well. We're doing the Xbox Game Pass thing because why wouldn't we? It's a lot cheaper, and if the game's not good, we can always just stop paying for, Xbox Game Pass. But so far, I've been really impressed. And I've been playing a little bit of the multiplayer as I wait for everybody to get ready so we can do the campaign. And I figured I'd share some of the thoughts that I have on the 3 different kinds of multiplayer game modes. And we'll see how that is. Starting off with Versus, from my understanding there's an arcade mode and then the more traditional style of Versus where you're kind of running around with the Lancer and the Nasher shotgun and doing your normal thing and getting kills and doing Team Deathmatch and King of the Hill, those standard type game modes. The arcade game mode is basically like more of like a loadout system where you can actually pick which weapons you want to use, and as you get kills and down people you gain more sort of a currency which lets you buy weapons and change your stuff out easily, whereas in the regular game mode you just kind of have like your Nasher and your Lancer really, and then you go and pick up new weapons around the map. So yeah, kind of cool. It kind of splits the like actual competitive aspect of it, and then there's even a ranked game mode where it plays more like a traditional style, but you have an actual rank and work towards leveling up and playing with actual competitive players. I personally have been playing more of the traditional style game mode where it's the standard sort of layout, mainly just because I haven't played an actual Gears game since Gears of War 3, and it's just kind of been a nice way to get back into the swing of things. And I have to say, this game runs fantastic. Like, honestly, like the frame rates and everything are just super stable, at least on my PC, and that's really refreshing because it would have been super easy for the Xbox people to just port this over as some sort of crappy port, and then it just end up being just a real shit show for everybody who wanted to play it. And I mean, I really appreciate the time and effort they took into making this really stand out and feel really good on PC, because I just, it could have been way worse than this. I think for most people this is basically where you're going to spend most of your time as far as like traditional multiplayer stuff goes. Like this is your standard multiplayer experience here, but let's go over the other 2 game modes that we've got because they're actually pretty fun and I think it's a nice change of pace. So Escape is sort of like this new game mode that they just introduced for Gears 5, and I can really only describe it as some sort of like co-op mode where it's like a mesh between a campaign mission and like a horde mode scenario where it's sort of like a maze of a map, and you kind of take your 2 friends in co-op, or you can queue in with a random. I think that's what me and Weldon did, but you just make your way through this map, and your ultimate goal is to just, make it through without dying, of course, but it just sends like waves of AI at you basically, and you don't get a whole lot of ammo, so you kind of have to just kill them and, pick up their guns if you're desperate enough, or try to look for these like little cache rooms where you can find ammo boxes and grenades and stuff. And I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's not really got a whole lot to it, to be honest, but I mean, I could see it being kind of fun as like a challenge mode to do if you like really want to ramp up the difficulty and try to make it through with 2 of your friends. But that's honestly about it. Like, it really doesn't have a whole lot to it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward and simple. I mean, kind of a cool game mode, something extra to throw in there, but nothing groundbreaking by any means. So I'm pretty sure they ended up adding the Horde mode in Gears of War 3, so I'm a little bit familiar with it because I played it a little bit back then, but it's pretty much just your standard Horde. You find the fabricator in the middle of the map, and you can move it to wherever you want, obviously, but you kind of just rack up money through like killing people through the waves and making sure the AI doesn't reach the fabricator. And you can kind of use those points to either upgrade yourself and make it to where you do more damage with, you know, whatever weapons or whatever, or you can end up putting the money into the fabricator and building some sort of like reinforcement of some kind, just like I was doing little like kind of like spike strips as like a barrier to kind of slow down enemies or whatever, and we couldn't really figure it out, but I mean, I'm sure you can get more than just those. But we couldn't seem to figure out how to get any of the other ones to unlock, and it would have been nice to do that, but I don't know, it's pretty standard stuff. The only gripe we really had with it is there's 50 waves in the horde mode, and for some reason there's like this 20-second delay in between rounds, and you pretty much have to wait for everybody to ready up and all this stuff, and like it just seems like it takes so long to get these rounds over with that every time one is done and you go and you upgrade your stuff and everything, it feels like a long time has passed, and like to get through all 50 rounds, it would definitely take upwards of an hour or more. Like I couldn't see you even finishing an entire horde mode with like before that. So I guess you would just really need to set aside some time to play it, but I don't know. It was cool, but it wasn't really what we were looking for. Other than that, though, that's pretty much all of the multiplayer game modes besides doing like the actual co-op campaign. And I do plan on trying to do some sort of like a little kind of like a review for that as well, because I'm really interested to see where the game has gone. I didn't play any of the fourth one, so I'm hoping that it's not too crazy as far as like leaving me kind of like left out in the middle of nowhere and I'm not gonna know what's going on. But I'm sure it won't be that bad, and even if I can always just kind of like look up and see what happened in the fourth game. But yeah, if you guys are even remotely interested in this, I recommend trying to do the Game Pass option if you're on Windows 10, just because I think it only costs me $1 for a whole month of Xbox Game Pass for like the trial or whatever. And I mean, you get to play this brand new $60 game. So yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Other than that though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I'll get the Gears campaign videos done within the next week or so. We should be starting on that relatively soon, so takes some time to get all the footage and stuff together, but yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.